Please introduce yourself. Tell me about who you are, where you're from, your family, and what you do for a living.
My name is Bridget Mack. I'm professionally known as BMackWrites or Mama Mack on my Facebook page. I'm a blogger and a motivational speaker. My husband Travis and I, we've been married for over 20 years. We have 3 wonderful kids. I'm originally from Alabama, but I'm a Georgia girl now. And basically for the past, I'll say 20 years, I've just indulged myself and engulfed my whole life work into empowering others, specifically young women, and just helping to educate and motivate those who went through some rough patches in life.
How did you start blogging?
Well, I've always been a writer. I started writing when I was like in the 4th grade. Matter of fact, I wrote my first book of poetry in the 5th grade. I won a book writers contest. But writing has always been like a therapy for me. This is something that I do it started off as something that I can do to help myself through those not so good days. But after a while, when other people started reading it and I saw that it was motivating them, it was just something I decided to create as a platform to help empower others.
On your YouTube channel, you've been open with your viewers about losing your sister. Could you please give me the details of your personal experience with death and grief?
My sister, Latasha, when she died, she wasn't the first person that I had ever lost. I've lost grandparents and friends and cousins, but her death impacted me in a way that I can't describe. She was my youngest sister, and because her death was so sudden and unexplained, because it's been 6 years now, and we still don't have a cause of death for her, it's been a struggle. It really has, because literally she was here one moment and she was gone the next. And for a minute there, it shook me in my faith as a Christian, because it was so many things that I just didn't understand. You know, how could someone be sold out for Christ and be so strong in their beliefs like she was, just be here one moment, we're laughing and talking, and then just go to bed and not wake up the next. So it opened up a whole new door for me as far as my walk with Christ and really understanding what it means to be a believer no matter what. It was a painful one because I'm the oldest, so I kind of always imagine in my head that I'm the oldest so she'd be burying me. But with her being so young, it was just, it took me down a road that I didn't even know existed. It introduced me to a world of pain that I never even knew existed. Well, this is Latasha, and all of these pictures right here are from our last Christmas together. This is Christmas 2010, and that's my dad and my mom and her with my son and her nephew and my sister-in-law. She had a voice out of this world.
So she was a singer?
She was a singer. She was on the praise team at her church, and she was a powerhouse for Christ. You know, she was my youngest sister, but when she sang, I had no choice but to just stop, because when it came to singing for the Lord, she knew how to break down strongholds. She was a family comedian. I say all the time, she was the heartbeat behind our family's laughter. She was the loud one. So anytime we had a family gathering, you're going to hear her over everybody. You know, she had something to say about everything. When we had family functions, she was the one who made sure everybody knew what to bring and it better taste good, and she was going to call you out on it. You know, she was quick with the jokes and the comeback. She used to give my husband the devil, my poor husband, because she was always joking. And so she was just the laughter. Our last conversation together was the night before she passed away, and I don't remember laughing that hard. I mean, she's always made me laugh, but literally I remember hitting my office desk because she just had me cracking up laughing, which is why her being gone the next day was just such a big, huge punch in the face, you know, because everything was fine one moment and the next moment she was gone.
What do you miss about her the most? Because I can see the joy and the joy in your face when you talk about her.
Yeah, I mean, what I miss about Tasha the most is just the way that she could just bring sunshine into any room. When Tasha was around, you know that you're going to laugh. You know that something is going to be said or done to tickle you. Even no matter how bad the situation is, she's going to find a way to bring light to it. And when it came to family gatherings, and I think that's something that our family really missed, she was the one that was on top of everything, making sure everything was in line. So when we're together, we still have a wonderful time, but there's just that silence there. You know, when you have someone who's the loudest goes from not being there anymore, there's a quiet there. Even though everybody's laughing and talking, there's still a quiet there. And I can tell that, you know, even though she's here in spirit, she's still just not here.
Now, prior to your sister's passing, had you all had any conversation about final arrangements?
Well, ironically, she had just spoken with my other sister Angela about it. She was over to her house that Thursday before she passed, and Overseer Aaron Snipes, our pastor that we had growing up, my sister was playing his funeral because he died over 20-some years ago, but his funeral was more like a church service. It was a homegoing. And she had told Angela, she said, you know what, when my time comes, I'm going to want something like that. You know, just in talking. And I think that was the most that we've ever talked about with her. She did make one joke one time that she was saying that when I go, I would need at least one person to fall on the casket and say, no, I can't live without him, you know. And that was in jest. But before Tasha died, that Thursday before she died, they were looking at an old videotape. And she said, when I go, that's how I want it to be for me.
Was that honored?
Yes, it was. You know, I hate that we didn't think to her because she had two young children, and we didn't know because the whole family, everybody was just in shock. We really didn't know how it would be at the funeral, but it was a homegoing service. And there were so many beautiful things that were said about it. The sermon, the singing, everything was absolutely beautiful. So, with the exception of somebody falling over the casket and saying, I can't live without her, she got everything she wanted.
What are your personal beliefs about death and dying in the afterlife?
I believe that those of us who have turned our life over to Christ, who have lived their life living according to His Word, will enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know, we're entering into a sleep that we will enjoy until it's time for God to come and crack those clouds. And then, of course, the Bible tells us those which are dead shall be caught up. So my belief is that those who live according to the Word of God will enter into the gates of heaven.
You're very publicly Christian on your YouTube channel. Would you say that your beliefs about death stem more from your religious association with Christianity or your own personal experiences, or do the two intertwine?
The two intertwine. You know, when I lost my grandparents, you know, I saw that as, you know, it's just a part of life. People get older, they pass away. When I've lost, you know, other relatives who were sick, sometimes people get sick, and, you know, and then they pass away. My sister, when she died, it was just, she went to sleep and she just stopped breathing. For me, everything had to intertwine, you know, because it's part of life. But when you have unexpected deaths that happen like that, I really had to rely back on my faith, because for a long time I really wanted to be angry at God for allowing this to happen, you know, because He specifically tells us in His Word that He'll keep us. And for a minute, it just did not seem like He honored His Word with that. And so when it comes to me, it really went back to me having faith in God. And I was just talking to someone about this, you know, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And so I really had to have faith in God, knowing that even though I don't see and I don't understand why this is happening, why this is going on, I'm still trusting and knowing that You see and know what I don't see. And I'm going to lean on You, God, no matter what.
Prior to losing your sister and the conversations that she had about what she wanted, had you and your family had any discussion about what your family protocol would be when a death occurred?
Yeah, we have. A lot of them were stemmed anytime. Families have chaos from time to time. So there's always that one funeral or that one incident that calls you to go back home and say, look, I don't want this to happen. You know, when this happens, I need for you to do that. So we've had conversations like that before. My mom and dad, they're usually the first ones to bring it, you know, to light, because they would tell us what they wanted. And it just kind of opened up conversations between us and our spouses. So, you know, it was something that it took a minute, because sometimes we feel like if we don't talk about it, we're jinxing ourselves. But when you look at the experiences that other families are going through, it kind of sets you up for saying,
you think that was a benefit when your sister passed, that you all were kind of able to, I'm focusing on your sister because that's what you shared. Do you think that conversation helped you all through that process?
Well, I gotta be honest. She told us what she wanted. A lot of things were out of our hands, and they weren't honored. So even though she told us what she wanted, some things were still done that were against her wishes. And so in this case, I would encourage anyone to put their found wishes in a will, put it in writing, where whoever it is that's in charge of final arrangements, of any insurance policies and everything, they will have it in writing. Because she spoke it out, but it wasn't in writing. And so it was difficult because we knew what she wanted, but we saw where a lot of those things weren't honored, and that was a problem.
Were you all financially prepared to handle her services?
Yes, actually, yes. When she took out her insurance policies, and that's the difficult part, she took out her insurance policies with her children in mind. She had a conversation with me some years ago because she wanted to know how much my husband and I had on ourselves, and she was saying that what she wanted to do was gradually increase it, because her words were, when I'm gone, I want my kids and my grandkids to be set. So she started off with a pretty good penny, so yeah, family was taken, yeah.
Amazing. We're going to talk a little bit about Christianity for a while. What is the Christian standard when a death occurs?
I don't know if it's more so a Christian standard. It's, pretty much when the rules have changed so much, people are so different now. But basically, I think it's the same. I don't think it's any different. When you find out that a family has lost a loved one, where to go and be there for that family and support that family in any way possible. Find out what they need, what the services are, and what it is that they need so that we can be there to accommodate them. I don't know if it's that much difference between us and any other culture, is it?
There are some differences, just like in the roles that women play.
Okay.
What are some of the roles that women play in the Christian?
Well, for us, our first role is to just, you have those who have teams that you get together, make sure that the family's covered with food, help with the upkeep of the home. If there are smaller children that need to be tended to while the family goes out and take care of business, that's fine. You have those that are there to pray with them, listen to them, comfort them. If they need someone to just, be with them and spend the night, we're there. With the men, it's a little difficult. More men, they tend to grieve a little differently. They're not as open. And in my family and in my church, the men have basically been there to give any financial support that they need and just surround the brother or whoever it is that needed help and just, counsel him in any way possible.
I'm going to shift a little bit and talk about your sister's children, if that's okay. How did you and your family explain to her children that she had passed?
Well, that was different. Their dad, her husband, they were with her when she died. The morning that Latasha passed away, that my sister called, and her daughter, who was 5 at the time, picked up the phone and said, "Mommy won't wake up." So they were actually at home with her alone. Her daughter was 5 and her son was 3, and so we had to contact EMS to go over there, and they had to break the door down. And when they got in there, she was gone. In their minds, because Tasha had taught them, when we told them that she had gone to heaven, in their minds, we could take them to heaven to visit. And in their minds, God could let her come back because God could do anything. So they were full of questions. One of my most difficult times for me was, well, let me back up. When their dad told them, they ran out the room and they were like, "Mama went to heaven." So it was, no big deal. My niece came up to me like the next day and she asked me to give her a gift that we had just bought her, because Latasha had just given her a birthday party. She had just had her birthday party a few weeks before, and my husband and I had bought her a princess set that came with angel wings. And so when she came into the room, she said, "Auntie, when am I going to see Mama again?" And I said, "When Jesus comes back, we're going to all fly up in the clouds, and Mama's going to be up there waiting." And so she asked me to give her angel wings. And I knew when she asked me if she could put on her angel wings that this was going south real quick. And so I gave it to her, and she put on her angel wings, and I just kind of followed her into the living room. And so she sat there and crisscross applesauce, and she was watching TV. And she was just, she kept doing this little pounce, and then after a while, she looked around, and she took her angel wings off, and she just slapped it on the ground, and she ran out the room. And so for the longest, they kept saying that they couldn't understand why God just would allow her to come back to visit. And they asked for directions to heaven. It was difficult because they kept saying, he can do anything. He's God, remember. So that was a process. That was a very painful process. And I spent a lot of time in my closet crying. It did. There was nothing that I could say or do because they wanted their mama. And I tried to do things the way she did them when she was here. But understanding just came in time. And so we had to explain to them that we don't know when Jesus will come back. We just know that it will come back. He will come back, and that mama was in a better place. And eventually, and I really prayed and asked God to just give them a supernatural understanding of what was going on. So in time, they were able to kind of understand what was going on.
How are they today?
They're fine today. My niece, she'll tell me from time to time that she really doesn't like to talk about her mama because it hurts too much. And so we have to, respect that. But they're doing, fine today. They'll ask questions from time to time. Every once in a while, they'll say, well, can I see her picture? Or, can we listen to her videos? Because we have several tapes. I'm a playwright, so she used to sing in a lot of my plays. And so, but they're doing good.
Okay. So I want to focus on you and your family for a second. What do you have in place?
For me?
Yes, for you and your husband, your children.
Well, we do have our insurance policies in place. We have had this conversation with our kids. I've even had this conversation with my mom. Of course, she's not planning on losing any more kids anytime soon. But we have just put out our final wishes and how we want everything, where we want to be buried. Our daughter is grown now. Before, when Latasha passed away, she was underage. But we had to put something in place just in case something happened. What adult would be in charge of helping her with the money, how our bills would be taken care of. And matter of fact, I called my mom the other day just to tell her, okay, look, I moved my insurance policies. I want you to know this is where everything is, just in case. So we're constantly having to update stuff. Now that our daughter's in college and so forth, we had to go back and make some changes. But should something happen to both my husband and I at the same time or separately, we've both told each other what it is that we want and what mistakes not to make and what things not to do that could cause chaos in the family.
What was your experience with the funeral home and the funeral directors that you work with?
You know what? Absolutely. Scott's Funeral Home, they helped my sister. I did her makeup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did her makeup. Big sister just kicked in. And it was weird because it felt like she was in my ear. Girl, don't have me looking like no clown. Stuff like that. So I contacted a childhood friend of mine to do her hair. I was there. I oversaw her hair. And my cousin, she was with me, and we did her makeup because, I wanted her to try to look as much like herself as possible. I even told the funeral home, look, I'm buying her some stockings, I'm buying her some underwear, it better be on, and I'm going to check, and I did that. I wanted to make sure that everything was in place because I know that she was particular about so many things. But they were so caring, and they were so understanding, and, everything that we needed, they were there. They were patient with us, and they were honest about what was feasible and what wasn't feasible. So we had a wonderful experience.
Okay. One last question for you.
Okay.
How do you want to be remembered? How do you want your children to think of you, your husband, if you were to pass before he did? What is your legacy?
I would like to be remembered as the person who did all she could to help others, help empower others, and someone who was honest, brutally honest sometimes, but be known as the person that no matter what, I'm going to have your back and I'm going to be there, but the one person that everybody knew that they could come to and that they could depend on and lean on. And I'm praying that my body of work as BMackWrites and Mama Mac is one that people can go back and say, when I was having a bad day, when I had questions, when I was feeling like I couldn't make it, I can go back and read her work, watch her plays, watch her videos, and then be reassured. I also want to be remembered as the one person that my husband would love forever, and to be just so distraught he can't marry anybody else because there's nobody else as beautiful and as wonderful as me.
Of course.
All right, so I invite those of you who are on YouTube to come and join me on my Facebook page and on Instagram at BMackWrites. I am also known as Mama Mac on there, so I have a lot of Mama Mac videos that I upload to Facebook. Be on the lookout. I will be on the road this year. I will be going to Jacksonville, Florida. I will be going to Kansas City, Missouri, and Americus, Georgia. And I'm also excited about my upcoming stage play, which is based off of my video blog, So You Think You Want to Date My Daughter. So we're very excited about that project that hopefully will be coming out in October. So for more information about BMackWrites and what I've got going on, just visit me at www.bmackwrites.com.